45 men and women pursue an extraordinary dream. 22 countries, 19 months, a voyage around the world. TallShip Chronicles.
Land! Look at that, look! Do you have any idea how beautiful that is?
That's it.
Pitcairn finally, 2,700 miles later.
It's taken us almost a month of sailing to reach one of the most remote places on Earth, Pitcairn Island.
I thought it was going to be flatter. Yeah, I thought it would be flatter, it wouldn't be that high. And I thought it would be perhaps a little bit bigger.
It's less than 2 miles wide, but Pitcairn's reputation is bigger than can be measured. This is where the mutineers from the Bounty settled in 1790. Their descendants still make up most of the 38 people who live here.
Well, I've always been fascinated with the whole Mutiny on the Bounty story and the whole ideology behind it. I think it'll be interesting to see the result of so many generations of people.
And seeing it grow from a blip to this morning, I keep on thinking of them, you know, in their big stolen boat, ship, watching that thing get bigger, having the same experience, but knowing they're going to spend the rest of their lives there.
As we furl sail and prepare to drop anchor, the captain must be time warping right back to his youth. He first sailed to Pitcairn as a young man, and his 10-day stay produced lifelong attachments.
There's a Galapagos turtle that lives over here. This is Ted's side in here.
As the local longboat holding what is more than half of the island's population comes out to meet us, our sense of anticipation becomes almost overwhelming.
Stand by to take the boat starboard side too. Once again, it's not that bad to be us.
Hey, man.
Hey, guys. Steve, you here?
Hello.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing, man?
Hi, Daddy.
How you sewing? We're here. It's a long way to come, but we gotta do it.
It is a long way.
Gotta see it.
Hey, old bastard.
Hey, good to see you, Dave. Good to see you, man. Welcome aboard.
It's wonderful because out of our bedroom window, we see the ocean. So you wake up to that, and that's got to be inspiring. We didn't have to pay $1 million to see it.
For 1 month, we have had no one other than ourselves to talk to. For years, the people on Pitcairn have had no one other than themselves to talk to. Our conversations flow without effort.
So you guys just stop and have a swim again?
Yeah, we just said, we strike all the sails, and we just go for a swim.
We're not showing up empty-handed.
Ease your swing.
The captain told Pitcairn to write a wish list, and then we filled it. We have a big blue water tank, some corrugated tin roofing, and a hell of a lot of canned food. And for us, they have food that's not in a can. Woohoo!
And yes, we'd love to get some fresh produce. You know, any amount, any kind. Put them on the hatch.
After our sea diet of tinned and frozen everything, the fruit that they dump on the hatch looks like an optical illusion.
Yeah, it's holding up, yeah. And these guys, all they do is they're just a bunch of pigs. They're just gonna eat like bastards anyway.
Wait, what did he just say?
They're just gonna eat like bastards anyway.
Bastards?
How's she look?
Bastards. That's what he's trying to say. He hasn't even hit land yet, and already the captain is laying out the Pitcairn accent. It's a Polynesian Old English blend. We are desperate to get off this ship when the captain says the worst thing imaginable.
Jay, I think we're gonna have to re-anchor. We're not holding.
We hit the windlass to bring up the anchor, but our inspiration is lacking.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're chipping away at it.
Then, inspiration comes. In the form of a giant, screaming, bald-headed local named Paul, who calls us ladies every time we slow down without his permission.
Come on, ladies. All the way. Yeah. Let's burn that. Here we go. Come on.
With Paul barking orders, our anchor practically leaps out of the water. I like this guy. The anchor not holding came as no surprise. This is one of the worst anchorages on our whole trip. So as a precaution, half the crew is staying on board and half is going ashore. We'll switch up every 2 days.
Those are Norfolk times? Yeah. Those were brought here, yeah.
If the locals from Pitcairn don't bring you ashore, you don't go ashore. The constantly rough and poorly charted water around this island make it too dangerous to navigate without help. It's not that you're not allowed to try, it's that you'd be crazy to do it. Best to leave it up to the locals, who know the drill and have the skill. The captain must carry some weight here. Just look at the mayhem the islanders are allowing him to inject into their lives.
Okay, nice to meet you.
The captain leaves with his buddy Len before Irma settles on Jeannie. There's no hotel here. Every family on the island has agreed to open their doors to us.
You got a place there?
Billy, I know his place. Billy right there. I think he's not spoken for yet.
We're not like the people on the team pick last.
What? Oh yeah, pick last. You gotta go, pick me. You gotta go around. You gotta do some advertising. Yeah? Perfect. Andrew. Nice to meet you. Yeah, how you doing? This is Lauren, Dave.
Finally chosen, our hosts whisk us away for a quick tour of the island.
Welcome to paradise.
No kidding. Just check out these directions.
You see where the coconuts are?
Yeah.
Just beyond the coconuts, you come under the palms.
What you doing, Em?
I'm just taking a moment.
It's amazing. It's an amazing place.
So you like the purser of the island?
No, I'm the police officer.
Oh.
And the police officer is in charge of the immigration.
So how come you don't control the drinking licenses too?
Well, that's done through the office.
Okay.
I mean, so you'll have to go and see the treasurer, Olive Christian, for that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you'll be made legal, because if you don't, I'll come along.
And bust us for drinking without a license.
Yes.
Even the locals have to drink with a license?
Yes.
Everybody on the island?
Everybody who wants to drink alcohol has to have a license.
Huh.
Who next? You give me the money and I'll give you the license.
How much is this?
$12 US.
12 bucks, US. It says, number 1, no person shall purchase, land, or consume alcohol anywhere within the islands, including the territorial waters, without a permit to be called in this code an alcohol license, which Dan is sporting now.
The captain was 21 when he first sailed here. Everybody has spots that, for whatever reason, are holy to them. And Pitcairn seems to be that place for the captain. Perhaps it's because his friends here think of him as a person instead of as a title. They even look at you funny when you mention the captain.
You mean Danny? Yeah. Well, because he go around to everyone, and he really liked the place.
And what was he like?
Oh, not bad then.
And there was these 10 young people on Pitcairn, and you know, they don't have anyone to hang out with besides themselves, and so it was very much a symbiotic fun. I mean, so Steve Christian was a very young guy then, as was I, and we just thought of all sorts of crazy things to do, and being kids, we did them. And, hijinks, we stole a generator so we could have a party up on the top of the island.
Hey, Mavis. How are you?
With his Pitcairn accent coming on stronger and stronger, the captain shows a social side of himself that we have never seen on the ship.
How are you? Good to see you.
I got something for you.
Me?
Yeah.
Strange.
And part of my attachment is the same as anyone else's. It's just, it's easy to connect with these folks. They like to connect. I liked them a lot, and we became close. Len in particular, he sort of took me under his wing as an extra son, as it were, and he's like an extra dad. And maybe between all our experiences over that period of time and staying in touch, it's a relationship I cherish.
On board the ship, though, one working relationship has gone septic. Okay, I'll give you the gossip. Jorge, our ship's doctor, and Billy, the chief mate, had an ugly blowout on board the ship this morning. Now, Jorge is on Pitcairn Island with every single thing he owns. Depending on who you ask, either Billy has kicked him permanently off the ship, or the doctor has chosen to quit.
See you somewhere. See you around.
I was there, and I can tell you that Billy yelled at Jorge and then sent him packing.
It was a bad, bad scene, man.
It was worse earlier that day. I mean, it was a pretty intense scene on the aloha deck.
You taking the tension out of
Yeah.
Out of the roping?
Just having him gone took the tension out completely. Well, not completely. It was still semi-tense. A few people had some big issues with how it was dealt with.
You got another couple of nights?
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the students at Pitcairn's only school are right now talking with Kate about just such problems.
I don't know, it would be hard if you get mad with someone and you want to get somewhere different, but you don't have anywhere to go, really.
Yeah, there's no place to get away. That's exactly right.
Sloane's not in here because he wants to be. He is the only Picton Castle person who gets to skip off watch and be on shore every day. But the deal is, he has to go to school.
Are they teaching you to be a rocket scientist?
Oh, yeah, but they are.
Atomic number? I never did anything like that when I was in primary school. Blows me away, your curriculum.
Oh, yeah.
Sloane may know some fancy math, but he doesn't know how to make Pitcairn flatbread or how to speak the language. Isolated places often have their own fractured language, right? If you don't know, just say Aikawa.
Aikawa might be Ganciola Mola. You understand what thing I tell you?
No, what does it mean?
Oh. Aikawa, I don't know. Might be Ganciola Mola, it's like Ciola tomorrow. It's a mixture between the old English sailors and the Tahitian. I reckon it is. We put it up together, make the Pitcairn language.
No, I've been getting 3. I get 1 for Sam, we took out for Dad.
That's gorgeous, huh? Tell me what you call it again.
Po'o.
Oh, that's a Tahitian name then, huh? Yeah, it is.
This place feels like home to most of us, which is really remarkable because our homes are peppered all over the world. Sloane is at home fishing.
Good fish, well done.
Lauren is at home playing with the kittens.
Hey, kitten.
And Kate's at home just being in a classroom.
We had to bring a truck up to Canada from Massachusetts, where I live.
But the real reason this place feels like home is that we've been introduced to people who don't bother keeping their guards up. And as a result, we've dropped ours as well.
So you never did come.
Oh, hush! I came today. You weren't home.
Oh, you did? I did. I stopped by.
I was
It's happened again. We're sitting here eating and there's people dropping by.
It's so great to be able to go from house to house, like, you know, the door's open and then it's like, come in, have something to eat.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm round the front.
Hi, how do you just anyone? You guys want some milk?
Sure.
Pretty cool. I know how to chop a banana tree now, so it falls when you catch a banana as it's coming down. So you did that.
All good life skills to learn.
Thank you very much.
And in truth, we are part of families. We're sitting down to dinner with families,
Eating everybody's food at
hanging out with the kids, and we know the people who live here now in a way that we haven't known anybody where we've been so far on the trip. We haven't met people to the degree that we've met these people, you know?
You can take that one, yeah? That's my one. Yeah? But you can take it.
That's the way, like we always do, back, I suppose since boundary time, and still doing it, yeah, with people coming like this. Yeah.
Treat them like a family.
Treat them like a family, yeah.
Original bounty cannibal, that's kind of wild. Pretty neat, huh?
The mutiny on the Bounty is anchored in our collective conscience. It's a story so well known, people just want to touch it. And tomorrow, a pack of German tourists will. Pitcairn Island is about to do some business.
What happens here when a cruise ship is scheduled to come?
You just got to work harder and make more copies.
As if we aren't enough to deal with, Pitcairn is set to welcome one of the 6 cruise ships that will visit this year. For generations, the people here have lived off the land, and they still do. But to get modern conveniences like microwaves, four-wheelers, and radios, they need money. And to get that, they've carved out a little niche in the world of handicrafts.
So how long have you been doing this for?
Well, I suppose 60-odd years. Well,
and
there's no
really-
tourists then.
Right. So what were you doing
It's
it for?
only just cargo ship that comes, that we go aboard cargo ship.
Yeah. And is that what you were doing it for in those days?
Just to try to get some money from them.
Right. A little more better business these days.
Oh,
eh?
these days is much more business.
I gotta go again.
Oh, come on, Dirk. What do you want, the bows off? I just really want to charge. $2.50.
Want me to do it?
Yes. Am I in? Now, what is it you want? You want the tree scan?
Yes, and 2 cents
Okay.
to go with it.
These tourists seem so foreign to us, so touristy. It's disturbing. They take pictures. They buy stuff. They send postcards.
And it's got the stamp to go with it.
The great irony in our attitude is lost on us. Here we are, tourists ourselves. I mean, we take pictures. We buy stuff.
Thank you.
We send postcards.
I think I made a list of 11 postcards that I'm mailing.
But when we see these tourists, we just refuse to recognize ourselves in them. We simply think, ha! You're going to say you've been to Pitcairn. Come on, you haven't been to Pitcairn unless you've dove into Big Pool, or swung on a vine,
This is fun!
or eaten a fresh picked melon. I mean, did you see Brenda feed the frigate, or Paul crack a coconut? Did you ever sit in the scoop, or hunt the goats, or boogie board at the breakwater, or go to church, or hike to Christian's Cave, or play tennis at Flatlands? No? Well then, you can't say you've been to Pitcairn. We want to steal their postcards from them and write down the truth. We don't, of course, because truth is, we're more interested in heading back up to the house for another free lunch. No wonder the young, impressionable captain, I mean Danny, no wonder 21-year-old Danny Moreland fell in love with this place.
Someone had said that you had considered moving there.
Oh, had someone said that?
Someone had said that.
Yeah, well, that was probably true.
We tried to quiz him on why he was going to move there a long time ago, but didn't tell us. We thought maybe it was a young lady friend, but we couldn't get it out. We named off all the girls he named off. No luck.
The captain's luck started when he befriended Len.
Well, him and I come to be good friends. And also, I suppose, my younger daughter getting be a good friend with him.
Yeah, I understand. She became quite a good friend.
Yes.
Her name? Yvonne. Long since married, now living in New Zealand.
It's really hard to leave. It's strange because we haven't been here that long, but you get really attached to people. You just get to know the ways and I don't want to say customs, but just the way things work. People calling people on the radio.
Are you there?
No, can't anybody have a leak without being disturbed?
How long does it take to get there with the 20-cent stamp, you think?
Say about a month.
Okay.
Is that too slow?
Rob, no. Rob was saying it's faster to send a message in a bottle.
No, it's not that bad.
You get used to it and you think, wow, this is a really great way to live.
We were supposed to have been here for 8 days. We've been here for 10. Now, it's time for us to leave.
Come back and visit us. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
For sharing this place with us.
Oh, thanks for being so cool. If you weren't so cool, we wouldn't want to invite you back.
Oh, stop. I mean, don't stop. That's the trouble with traveling, is that when you get attached to people, then you have to leave them again. And it's fine if you stay for a day or two, but not when you've been here for a week and you start to learn who these folks are. And we felt like family. I feel like I'm a granddaughter and her son is like an uncle, so we've come home to family. And so leaving is really, really difficult. I'm trying very hard to hold it together at the moment, actually.
Be a good girl.
You gotta watch out for Phil as he comes back.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a safe trip.
We get goodbye. The captain gets. See you later.
Oh yeah, what's the name of that island? Pitcairn or something like that?
You can't keep away.
No, no.
People come, they visit, we love them, they love us, and we never see them again. You're never going back. I'm the only guy that goes back. I mean, no one goes back to Pitcairn. I have this fantastic life, but there's a danger in it. And, you know, going back is hard, actually. That might be as hard as leaving, because it sort of represents the path not taken.
3 cheers for Picton Castle and all aboard! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
I've done a lot of things in my life that I didn't want to do. Pulling up the anchor today is one of them. I wish Paul was here for inspiration.
Down to port! 2, 6!
And before that memory of our first day here even begins to fade, the Pitcairners fly by for an unexpected victory lap.
Tahiti's that way. Set the inner jib and outer jib. We've got about 1,200 miles to Tahiti. Looks like good sailing the whole way.
I'm glad to be back out here again. Definitely. I'm not all too excited about Tahiti. I don't know. It's kind of anticlimactic, I think, especially after Pitcairn. And it's just such a, I mean, I know it's going to be such a different environment than where we just were.
Arriving in Tahiti isn't important to Tom either. The part he plays in getting us there is important. Very important.
This is my sail. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I started repairing the sail. You can see it now. And here she goes. Oh yeah. She's doing what a sail does. Catching the wind. The patch is working perfectly. It's not flapping around at all. There's no air coming through any of the seams. It's going good.
So's this. For weeks, Moises has been chasing Krista, and for weeks, she's been telling him to go fly a kite. Now, though, it looks as though Moises is making progress, and Mac is the one flying the kite.
This is about the most beautiful place I've ever flown a kite. I'm having a lot of problems with dihedral stability.
Mac is comic relief on board. He's a pilot who knows a lot about flying small planes.
So you're flying at 6,000 feet. This is the airport, right?
But when it comes to other airfoil designs...
Well, I'm just going to go for gusto. Bring it up to the Royal, see what happens. You ready, Wade? You got your harness? This is not going to work.
Yes, it'll work. The fluid was fine. It's up off the... You got it?
Well, I had to. In memory of Mach 1.
What happened to Mach 1?
Mach 1 was blown over the board after hitting the bosun and the first mate. Bosun in the back and the first mate in the head.
Go, Mac!
Oh, this is a blowout. This is what's technically called a blowout. You know, it was exciting up until we started flying it.
Krista and Moises have been publicly denying their relationship. Until now.
Well, I guess this relationship is official now.
Mm-hmm. You can say that.
Yeah, you can say that. How did it come about? Oh no, you're dying.
Well, we spent lots of time together, and I got to know him. And I liked him.
What can I say? It just happened. I chased him for a while, then it just happened.
Moses, Krista! Moses! Moses! Over here!
So wrong. So wrong.
Do they think they're in private?
What's so wrong about this is that in the past, if Krista saw or heard or even smelled intimacy, she would complain. But don't take my word for it.
It's not fair to subject other crew members to what you would like to be a private moment because there is no such thing on board. That's funny that you bring that up because that's one of the things that I'm conflicted about. I still feel that relationships don't have a place on board. But this is me making an error in my judgment right now. And I think that if it's natural for relationships to develop because you put men and women in this sort of a living situation and they're going to develop romance. And how you conduct yourself is what it's all about, not making people feel uncomfortable. We, however, are the worst offenders on board, unfortunately. And every single time we might be public or embrace, I'm very conscious that I'm making a mistake. I just do it 20 times a day. I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's bigger than I am. I don't really have the power to stop it, even though that's what should be done, but it's not happening.
You mind, Wade? We're about to, you know. Do you mind? You like to what?
It's everything you need in the goodie bag. What is going on?
I will get offended by other people doing it, but I don't care when it's me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I didn't think of it at the start. I didn't have a perspective on a relationship on board, so I don't know what my point of view was. And but it is right now. I don't care.
There are two other problems. Moises has a girlfriend.
Confusing why.
Krista has a boyfriend.
There's other people involved besides us, and this was never supposed to happen. So, yeah, it's confusing, and I'm still unsure of what to do about that.
This world voyage has been broken up into 5 legs, and the first leg officially ends in Tahiti. To celebrate that milestone, the captain has requested that we create an afternoon of entertainment.
Well, on the ship, the front called the bow, the back called the stern, the captain called Danny on Pitcairn. We're having a party, oh, we're having a party, oh, we're having a party, Picton Castle party at night. Well, this here crew sure looks seated. Well, we'll be looking much better when we reach Tahiti, yeah! We're having a party, a Picton Castle party night, starting out first with some wacky fashion show with Papillette, guys in skirts, the whole shooting match. You're gonna love us. Woo!
Oh, too much information.
Damn, it worked. Got their attention.
So that's where the fruit's been going.
Now you want the knot right on the shoulder or just on your back. Okay, lift up your left arm.
Captain?
Yeah.
How do you know so much about taking women's clothing on and off?
Well, I was asked that question earlier on tonight, and I just said, well, I spent 3 years in the South Pacific prior to this voyage, so I had a lot of good instruction. Let's leave it at that.
There's several soap operas on board the ship. When we first met Moises, we thought his name was Moses. We thought it'd be very biblical. Out the window with that. Next for your entertainment, the soap opera we call Krista and Moises.
There's nothing more biblical than this
Moses?
Now I realize why the captain requested this party. We're laughing about all the things we gossip about, and it's cathartic. This show really is quite a shrewd way of confronting all of the issues that plague us.
I'm taking a trip on a sailing ship. The Picton Castle by name. I sail the great sea for a nominal fee. But I ask myself, what's in it for me? My crewmates and me get along famously. What? Together we drink rum from a cup.
How much should I put in?
Oh, a lot. But when they get rowdy and my sleep gets cloudy, I have to say, where's Billy? Thank you! Younghusband and crew are fucking annoying too. To film our lives, they must try. But to watch their show about the places we go will be like watching fucking paint dry. Our Captain Dan, where is he? Oh, there he is. A qualified seaman with all the girls he flirts. But on further review, I have to ask the same question as you. What's with the fucking skirt? The sentimental part. The captain and me, and even Billy, the rest of the crew, and the fucking cat too. We've all come to be like a big family. And now I can see what's in it for me.
When we get to Tahiti, things are going to change.
I think it'll be a blow, you know, to everybody on board because we've been, you know, friends with them for the last month or so, and they're gonna be heading out.
6 people are about to leave the ship for a variety of reasons. Louisa and James have the simplest reason. Their trips are over. James is about to go to
New Zealand for a few months. Go to university there. Rather than going home seems a bit boring after this, so no rush to get back there.
How has this trip been for you?
It's been good, it's been great fun.
Was it what you expected? I mean, I remember in the beginning you said you were looking forward to
shitloads of group sex.
So was that expectation met?
No, we missed out on the shitloads of group sex, I'm afraid. Bit of a disappointment.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great
beautiful.
picture. Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of known I've had to get off in Tahiti from the beginning. There's no way I can stand. And when I left, I only knew about it 2 weeks before I left. I guess if I had ever thought that there was a way I could stand, it would bother me more. But I just know that there's no way to get any more money or anything, so I'm kind of prepared.
Beth was supposed to stay on, but now she's leaving too. Beth has no peers here. She's the only married woman on board, the only academic, the only mother.
I mean, there's been a lot of nice conversations, a lot of sort of developing intimacy of a sort with people on the ship, and that's great, and that's part of what makes it more bearable, is you don't feel so alone. But it's still, you realize that people only know you in this context. They don't know anything about the rest of you, and you find that out when people are surprised when you mention something that you know how to do or something you did once, and you realize, oh my God, they don't really know anything about me, not like people who've known me for 25 or 30 years.
No one knows for sure what Jorge will do, but rumor has it the best sashimi cutter on board will also be leaving in Tahiti. Phil has been volunteering on the Picton Castle for almost a year now. He doesn't get paid for his work, but he does get to travel the world. The deal he made with the captain back in Lunenburg just 1 week before we left was that he could come, but only as far as Tahiti.
Before it was sort of like a home away from home, and now it just feels like my home. You know, like it seems really strange to be leaving.
Maria went out and raised enough money to sail as far as Tahiti, but no further. Like Phil, she has no idea what will happen next.
My plans are to find another sailboat or some boat, a yacht boat that somebody wants to crew with. See how far I go. I don't care. I don't have any plans, so whatever, as they say, wherever the wind takes me. Quite literally. Yeah, exactly.
I hope to get on a passing yacht or boat or I don't know, it's like the unknown, you know? I'm just like playing it as it comes. But, I don't know, it's kind of exciting.
You like the idea of not knowing?
Sure, yeah. I was talking to Julie the other day about it.
Well,
And she said that's when, you know, things actually started happening in her life when she sort of like put herself out there.
ease away slowly.
And you've been here now?
For a year and a half. Yeah.
And it has become a home.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is my home.
She's been on a few vessels, actually.
We just take the stack out of as it comes.
She's worked in Greenpeace, and she's on the Niagara, and she's worked on a couple of boats on the west coast of BC. But she hadn't sailed on sailing ships, or certainly not big square riggers, besides the 2 weeks on Niagara, which would normally disqualify you from being bosun.
Is this lit properly?
The bosun is the officer responsible for all ship's maintenance.
It became clear to me fairly early on, far before I told her, that she had all the leadership qualities, the dedication, and the interest, I think, in taking on that role.
Julie leads by example. There's a lot of scary jobs on board, and she is always right in the thick of them, scared or not.
I'm a bit afraid of heights. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I'm a bit. But you know, it's good because I can understand people who are afraid of heights, and I can assure them that if they feel like going up, if they go step by step, they will overcome that fear.
What about the water?
I'm a good swimmer, but I got one day I was, 27 or 20. I went in Costa Rica and got trapped in a surge. It's 5 years ago it happened, but it's still. If I go swim, it's there. I remember how it is to be like swallowed by it.
It's interesting, though, that someone who has sort of a residual fear of heights, a little fear still of the water, would find themselves on a tall ship in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, I know, it's strange. It's funny, when you're not afraid of something, it's easy to do it. I guess I like challenge in that way. It's like the overcoming of my fears, and that's like how I'm kind of courageous.
We have clearance to enter the harbor. Is that okay with you? Over.
Yes, that's okay for us. You can come in, no problem.
We're used to only seeing locals waiting on the dock. Tahiti, though, is different.
Hi, Deb.
Friends and family of some lucky crew members have come down for a reunion that will have to wait another hour. No one is allowed on or off the ship until we clear customs.
Well, our boy is Moses Nava, and we're from Mexico City. We're very happy to see him now. This has been four months since he left home.
Moises doesn't know it yet, but his parents are here to say more than just a simple, "We miss you."
Now, we are hoping that when we talk to him, that he said he wants to go back home. We hope.
Our cameraman Wade is struggling with his own desire to go home. Seeing his wife on the dock means that for the next 2 weeks he can at least feel at home. And, as an added bonus, Gabe doesn't seem to mind the foot-long ponytail he had hacked off at the equator.
Oh, I love it. It's great. Oh, I love it, Wade. It's wonderful.
There are only 7 so-called mail ports on our voyage, and we look forward to them like a youngster looks forward to Christmas. It's here where you can see what Beth means when she says that we're desperate to make contact with the people who really know us.
Don't start going through it. Wait, where'd Judy go?
People who know what we like.
Oh yeah, Swedish fish.
And what makes us laugh.
My grandmother says Grandpa and I were there in '71. I didn't like it at all.
And speaking of making contact, we finally cleared through customs. Three days after we arrive, Jorge makes it official. He's leaving because of his irreconcilable relationship with Billy. It's a frustrating situation because you can tell they both want to like each other.
I found the guy delightful.
I found the guy kind of amusing.
I thought he was extremely colorful.
A little different. Had an interesting background.
I thought he was extremely hardworking.
But ask Billy if Jorge is hardworking.
Oh, no. No. No, there wasn't a port we went to that Jorge didn't miss a watch.
It wasn't missing his watch that ultimately caused the full-scale meltdown, though. At anchor off Pitcairn Island nearly 3 weeks ago, the tension that had been building over Jorge's lack of lust to scrape paint finally exploded in the form of a profane verbal attack.
One day we had been scraping the bench and the Aloha deck for about 3 hours, 3 of us.
Not only was he not doing anything, but he's talking it up with the other people, so when I come by, you've got 3 people standing around doing nothing, and 1 person working. And that's just patently unfair.
And the first mate comes around the Aloha deck and begins to scream and yell, insulting the foulest ways.
And then that's when we got into the, you can't tell me what to do. It's like, yeah, I can. You're on watch, this is what you're doing. No, you can't. I quit. I said that under the circumstances, I would just not work. So he proceeded to throw me out of the boat. Throw me off or throw me out? How do you call it? Throw me out? Nobody likes getting yelled at. Nobody likes the theatrics. But his little I'm Number One program stopped immediately after I got in his face. I'm leaving because I could not be part of this great dream. I couldn't buy the ideology, and I could not bend down and submit to the leader. So in this kind of experiment, in the creation of a mini-fascist system, you have to submit, love the leader, adore the cause, believe everything that they want you to believe.
I think it's amusing he puts it that way, but you know, sailing ships and all ships aren't run by committees, and they're naturally run by the you know, the individuals that are charged to do that based on their experience and their qualifications, and that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it always will be, and that's true of nuclear submarines, of supertankers, of tugboats, and you don't have committee meetings. And when I asked him, you know, how we do things differently, he didn't have any, you know, alternatives. So I couldn't continue, and I got off, and I'm off. There's the Picton Castle, and here I am, and I'll be leaving for Los Angeles tonight.
Our other goodbyes are less bitter, more bittersweet.
Yeah, I really need my children.
Yeah.
I love you.
There are certain times when all of us on board feel as though we're barely hanging on by a thread. Phil and Maria said they were looking forward to moving on with their lives, but on the dock in Tahiti, the thread they hang on by proves to be stronger than they thought. The captain has invited them to continue, temporarily.
Your fortunes have changed again.
Oh yeah. We got the word that we can stay, so we're pretty psyched. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, until Rarotonga, so we're possibly more, but we're hoping the possibly goes further.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's an infectious high knowing the 2 of the best sailors on board will be with us as we delve deeper into this mysterious adventure. You know, when I first heard about this trip, This is the part that I was most looking forward to. Island hopping through the South Pacific Ocean.
Next time on TallShip Chronicles, plunging into the rituals of the South Pacific.
It's a sailor thing.
Krista and Moises just can't stop.
It's love. They're weird.
I don't think so.
And dengue fever stalks the crew.
It's not only Bora Bora, it's all Polynesian.
That's all next time on TallShip Chronicles.